welcome to the Great Entrepreneurship Show. And I'm again here on Intellectual Radio iHeart Station. And today we're going to talk about how to be a paid professional speaker. And obviously we have a lot of events going on, so let me just read them off to you so you'll know. March 9th in Chicago. That's a Saturday from 9 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon. We're doing a class on network marketing. So come on out there, get with me so you can get the price and everything. I'm going to actually run a network marketing business. March 23rd, March 9th in the afternoon, we have a network marketing showcase. If you're interested in learning how to earn money and find the right company for you, find the right sponsors for you, I have a myriad of companies there represented so that you can actually choose for yourself and meet the people yourself. March 23rd, that's another Saturday, a couple of weeks later, doing a book writing workshop from 9 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon. And from 2 to 5, doing an author showcase. I have about 10 or 12 authors there doing the presentations on their book, and you can come there and purchase their book. All my showcases are free. The classes do cost $300 a piece. On March 30th, I'm doing a workshop for real estate professionals only. That's on a Saturday. And also March 16th, doing one for real estate professionals only, teaching them how to do the business. So those are some things we have coming up in March. You can get with me so you can get that information. Look forward to actually helping you out with those things. The author showcase is going to be awesome. The network marketing showcase is going to be awesome as well. So you want to make sure you're there. And I will be there as your host and the person that actually put it together. So today we're going to talk about how to be a paid professional speaker. Again, this is the entrepreneurship show. So obviously, I talk a lot about entrepreneurship on this show. A lot of times I interview people. And for the next couple of weeks, I'm just doing a lot of teaching on a lot of different subjects so that you can have some things to get ahead on in some of the topics that we talk about. So a lot of times people come to me and say, man, Dr. Gant, I want to be a paid speaker. I sound real good and all that. And I really believe that's what my calling is. They say all those different things, because they want to get paid. And let me just break it down, because I'm one of the people that tell you the truth about everything, every business I'm involved with or have been involved with in the past. I tell you the truth about it. I'm not trying to sell anybody any hype. It's cool to have hope, but that's not what I actually sell. I'm going to show you exactly how to do the thing right. I don't have shortcuts. I don't teach you shortcuts in anything. I teach work. And anybody who came to any of my workshops, my seminars, my trainings, anything that I've done, even coaching people individually, I teach work. That's what I teach. So if work don't get you excited, then I might not be the person for you. But if you look for shortcuts and the easy way out and how to get around, and I'm not him, because I know the thing. So obviously we're basing this off one of my books that I've written called Paid to Talk. And it's how to be in a paid professional speaking business. And I know a lot of times I'm going to share with you some things in my book off from chapter 1, pretty much. I might try to tap into chapter 2. The book is 14 chapters long. Obviously, you can get it from my sponsor, unknowngreatness.com. And you can go there and purchase the book right there online. Obviously, when you purchase the book, obviously, I sign it. I am doing a paid speakers workshop in April. So you can come out there in April. I'll definitely give you the dates and everything. All my workshops for the next 3 or 4 months most likely will be at Lakeshore Hotel on 4900 South Lakeshore Drive in Chicago, Illinois. So if you're nearby, a few hours driving, you might want to come out there. Tell you it'd be well worth your time, that you'll learn a whole lot of things. So we're going to start in chapter 1, chapter 2, pretty much. Again, I might not get into chapter 2. Obviously, I give a lot of information. I don't have that much time when I do these things. Every week, someone is calling me up, asking me to tell them more. I keep telling them I got the book on. Just buy the book. I can't tell you all that stuff in an hour. You know what I'm saying? Or come to the workshop. I can tell you more. Or have me to coach you. We can do that. So one of the things that people have a challenge with in the paid professional speaking business is that they live by a bunch of myths. Now, I've been speaking in public, getting paid for a couple of decades. And that's not the only business I have. It is a business that I have, but it's not the only one that I have. And I've done it, though, probably my first 10 years in the speaking business. I've really been doing it probably about 30 years, but close to about 3 decades. But my first 10 years in the business, guess how much money I earned? I'm going to tell you, boy. Y'all might want to write this down. I earned zero, nothing, not a dollar, not a dime, not a penny, not $100, not $500. first 10 years I was in the speaking business. Now, good thing I was doing something else outside of speaking to help take care of my life. But those first 10 years, I got paid no money, none. Now, some people say, well, maybe you weren't that good. That's why you didn't get paid. But that's not what happened. What happened, I was listening to other people tell me what to do. How do you get in the speaking business? What you do? How do you get paid? They told me all these different things you had to do. You got to go out there and just go over here and go over there and let people see you and all this stuff. But that was cool, but I wasn't getting PAID. Wasn't making no money. See, and again, I was doing something else outside of that. So maybe I didn't feel the pain of that thing because I was earning money somewhere else. So not getting paid as a speaker wasn't like a bad thing. But when I look back at it later, I was running around there getting paid, thinking I was in the speaking business, but I really was in the business of speaking. Because if I was in the speaking business and knew I was in the speaking business, I would have gotten paid to when I went out and spoke. Well, obviously, after 10 years, I turned that thing around and did something totally different, and then and done it that way for close to a couple of decades now. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that hurt a lot of people, because sometimes people live by myths in any type of business. This is true as well as in being a paid professional speaker. A lot of people live by the myth of all these myths that they have, and there's three major ones, and I'm gonna go over them with you briefly here while we got a little time on why they go, what those myths are, and what happens. Now, see, myth number one: people think they have to be popular in order to be paid. Now, here's the truth of the matter: if a person is a celebrity, athlete, an entertainer, a politician, maybe a famous preacher, something like that, of course, more people heard of those people, right? So obviously, people are gonna call them out to get paid, so they can, so they can do some things. And a lot of times, people don't understand this is how the speaking business work, right? It may not sound fair, may not sound right, but this is how it goes. Now, you who you are, right? And maybe you only been known by five people, okay? You might be really good, you might really know your stuff, all those good things, right? With this organization, they're looking for a popular person. And the reason why, and the popular person might not be able to speak that well. They may be an athlete. I done seen a whole lot of people and met and talked to quite a few athletes and everything. Then these people don't need to be speaking nowhere. But see, they won a championship. They played in the football league and the baseball leagues or basketball leagues. But these guys aren't that good. But they don't have to be that good. You know why? They're popular. So the organization will get that person and say, hey, come on out here. We'll pay you to speak. And because they're trying to sell tickets or trying to draw a bigger crowd. Now you think about it, if you were the person that was trying to draw a bigger crowd, it makes sense. Like, everybody don't know who Anthony Gann is, and that's cool. I mean, I'm good with that, right? So they don't know who I am, but that doesn't mean that I can't get paid. Same thing with you. But if you run an organization and you're thinking about this athlete or an entertainer that's more popular, who are you gonna pay? You're gonna say, hey, Mr. Athlete, hey, Mr. Entertainer, hey, Mr. Politician, come out to our place so I can draw a bigger crowd. Anthony Gann can't draw a big crowd like maybe some athlete can draw a big crowd. So you have to understand that if you're in the speaking business, that's the reality of it. Some people, just because of their popularity and their celebrity, that they can actually attract more people. Now, if I want to get $200 a ticket or $500 a ticket off everybody that come through the door, why am I going to have Anthony Gann there? He only know five people, right? Well, no, I can have this athlete there because 500,000 people know this athlete, and I can get $200, $500 per person just to hear this athlete or this entertainer or this popular person speak. Makes sense, right? Because you would do the same thing. So would I. I get the most popular person, bring them in, and I can pay that popular person 5,000, 10,000, $20,000 or whatever. But I made, 200,000. I done made 100,000. Whatever it is, I only had to give up the speaker a small portion, not because they were good, it's because they have a celebrity. They're popular. Now, even though that's accurate to a lot of cases, but the majority of people that get paid, you don't even know them. They're not popular, right? You don't know if they're popular or not. And the truth of the matter is they may be popular in their circle. But I'm gonna share with you some things as we move on. So a lot of people go by this myth is that if I get popular, then more people will call me to speak. That's how I'm gonna get paid to speak. I'm gonna do everything to be popular. I'm gonna do everything so everybody know me, so I can get all these followers and everything, right? They do all those different things in order to try to get this celebrityism so that they can get paid to speak. Now, that's a myth because you can get paid to speak and you don't have to be popular. I just shared that with you, right? I've been getting paid to speak for a long time and I'm not popular, right? I mean, I'm popular in some circles. See, in some circles, I'm the man, right? But most circles, nobody know me, right? But in some areas, They can't wait to Dr. Gant come along, right? Because in those areas I'm popular. Some other areas they don't know me, so they're not trying to pay me until maybe they find out my results that I've created, right? So we'll get into that a little later too. So that's myth number one, thinking that you need to be popular. If you think that you need to be popular, you're gonna do a lot of things just trying to be popular. You're gonna try to do things, talk about things, be in things, and may not even be you. See, I can't be in every current event that's going on because every current event is not me. So because of that, and I know who I am in the speaking business or any type of business as a person, I know I can't play in every place because every place is not meant for me to play in. Well, you need to understand that you can't play in every place either. And if you do, you're gonna be all over the place, and then you're not gonna look as credible as you want to because of the fact that where's it now? Oh, you was talking about this, now you talking about that. What do you talk about? What are you specializing in? What do you get results in yourself and help other people do? So that's myth number one, trying to be popular. Now, oh, I'm sorry. Now, again, this is in my book, Paid to Talk. That's page 2, matter of fact. That's myth number one. Now, myth number 2 is people think because they sound real good, they said, Dr. Gant, man, you can speak and everything, but you don't sound as good as me because you don't enunciate all the words correctly. You don't pronounce all the words correctly. Man, you don't sound as good as I do because I have the right tone. And matter of fact, I have all these credentials, man. You don't understand. You don't sound as good as me. That's myth number 2. People think their credentials are going to get them paid. I don't get paid because I'm a PhD. Let me just shut that down. People don't pay me because of that. People pay me because of the fact that I know how to solve problems and I have answers. That's why people pay me. They don't pay me because, oh, I'm not tall, but he's short or whatever, right? So they don't pay me because of that. They pay you because of the fact you have answers. So if you think that your credentials are what's going to get you paid, I'm telling you, walking in a myth and you fooling yourself. It's a whole lot of people with a whole lot of credentials. They run out there trying to get credentials in their fields that they in. They got so many letters behind their name, in front of their name, on top of their name, below their name. You ain't know what none of that stuff mean. But they got all that stuff and it don't get them paid. It just mean they got a bunch of letters and everything behind their name, in front of their name, a bunch of titles. And see, that's what happened to a lot of people. They think because they had the titles and they can speak better than somebody else, they think that's going to get paid. See, a lot of times, this even happened in the church world, right? I'm not, I'm no theologian or anything, but I've seen it happen. And see, some people think because they can be quote unquote real good preachers, then next thing you know, the next week they go start a church and nobody show up, but because they, that you got to be better than a real good preacher to actually have people follow you in the church, right? Well, same thing in the speaking business. You got to be better than just a real good speaker to help you get paid. Just because you are a good speaker and you know a whole lot of words, you can pronounce all these words. You like a walking dictionary, walking thesaurus, all wrapped up in one. I mean, every time you talk, hey, that's wonderful. But that doesn't mean you're going to get paid just because that's the case. Just because you went to a certain college or a certain high school or a certain, certain in a certain place, that doesn't mean that you're going to get paid because of it. So that's myth number 2. Now the last myth, and it's kind of like a combination too, because sometimes people think they think that it's who they know. I know this politician, I know this athlete. They think because they know those people, they gonna get paid. Now think about this. If just say for instance you rolled out with me, right, in some areas that I might be a pretty popular guy, and people pay me in that area. Just because they paid me don't mean they're gonna pay you. And they may like you, but they want to pay me. Well, same thing if I ran with you and you popular in your area. That don't mean they're gonna pay me because they paid you. That means that I'm just running with you. That's all that means. And sometimes people try to use another person's name as a door opener. It may work for some people. It don't work for most people. I was with this person. I know this person. That's why they start doing all this name dropping, right? They think because they name drop, that's going to get them paid. Only thing name dropping really does in the speaking business is say, hey, can you get me connected with that person you run with? That's what they do. Can you get me in? Because I want to get them out here to speak for me. So you just might be a door opener for them to getting connected with the person that you hang out with. So that's something that you don't understand. So the next thing that a lot of people think in the speaking business, they say, I know what I got to be. I got to be a motivational speaker. That's my favorite one right there. People run around and say, yeah. You know what, Dr. Gant? Yeah, I'm a motivational speaker. Really? Yeah. And another person said, I'm a motivational speaker, man. I'm so motivated, man. You hear me speak, man. I take the roof off them. I be blowing people away, man. I be knocking them down, man. I'm so good when I speak, man. Because I'm a motivator. And a lot of people think because they got to be a motivated thing, they got to stand up on chairs and do moonwalk and doing the bump, high fiving everybody, running back and forth. They think all that stuff is what they have to do in order for them to get paid. And let me tell you, it is not. You don't have to do all that. You don't have to do the bump and then doing the electric slide, high five and everything. You have to do all that stuff to get paid. That's not what get you paid. Motivation, being a quote unquote motivational speaker, that may work for people when you catch them about 20, 25 years old. When you start dealing with people 35, 40, 45, 50, 60 years old, they done heard a whole lot of quote unquote motivational speeches. They know it so well. They said, man, I was excited when I heard that person speak. And then they went back home and did the same stuff they did before they heard the speech. Nothing. Right? So they know after a while, after about 2 or 3 times of this happening, they know they need more than motivation. They know they need more than you rah, getting me stand up, sit down, turn in a circle, do a flip. They know they need more than that, right? Because when the time they get home, they don't feel like standing up, turning around, and all this stuff. They had a big old exercise thing with you in front of when you were speaking to them. Now, everybody got their style. That's their style. It's cool with me. If you notice, every time I come on here, I say, get ready to learn something, right? Why? Because of the fact that this is what gets you paid to speak. It's becoming an educator, not a motivator. People pay you a whole lot of money if you teach them how to do something, then they will pay you for to try to help them feel good. People know how to feel good. They know that feeling good only lasts a little while. They know that you get them excited and everything. People do this on a lot of times. They go to church on Sunday, man. They get excited and everything. You ask them after they got out of church, man, what you learned up in there? They say, man, I don't know, man, but it was really good. Right? Well, you've been in there an hour and you did all those flips and everything. You don't remember what they was said in there? Well, see, that's how it is in the motivational speaking world. People get all excited, man. Man, it was an awesome experience. I'm going to change my life. You just wait and see. And you catch them on Monday or Tuesday or the following week, man. Say, man, you open up that package of stuff you bought from over there? No. You listen to the video? No. You look at that? No. What happened to all that excitement you had over the weekend at that weekend conference? It didn't evaporate. So you must understand. See, that's a myth in the speaking business. You don't have to do all that showboating and everything to get paid to speak. However, what you need to do, you have to be educated, because here's the reality. People and companies pay for education more than they pay for motivation. Because see, look at the word motivation for a moment. Motivation has a root word that's called motive. Now, motive means reason. So the reality is you're not a motivational speaker. People in the audiences are motivational listeners. They have their own reasons for why they're listening to you. They have their own reasons for why they think what you're saying is important. See, I don't know what your reason is for listening to me right now. I don't know your reason. I'm not trying to be a motivational speaker. I don't know your reason. I know my reasons for why I'm speaking to you is to help you do well as a paid professional speaker, or help you do well as an entrepreneur, help you do better, learn some skill sets, right? So you can earn more money in what you do and enjoy what you do even longer. That's what I am. That's my reason for being here. Now, that may not be your reason for listening to me. So that's why you don't try to be a motivational speaker when you're standing in front of people. You're trying to actually give them some education. When you look at the word education, it has a root word called educe. Educe mean out. Duce is the word we get duce in the Latin, which means to lead. So in all actuality, education is the process of leading you out. What? Leading you out of what? Leading you out of where you are to another different place, right? Well, if you don't know any more than what you know, how you going to get out of where you are? If you're trying to lose 50 pounds and you don't know how to lose 50 pounds, guess what? You're probably going to add another pound on, and it's going to be 51 pounds you need to lose. But if you learn or get educated on how to lose the 50 pounds or how to lose 5 pounds 10 times, then all of a sudden, 10 weeks later or whatever, a year later, you have lost the 50 pounds. You have learned how to do something. You got educated on the food, educated on exercise, educated on sleep, or whatever it may be to lose the 50 pounds. Same thing with money. Just because I get you motivated and say, oh, money, 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 money out the sky, money in the ground, money, 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 right? You get all excited and everything. You still got a bank account that probably still, maybe in the negative. But until you start learning how to get educated on your money, don't spend it over here, spend it over there. You get educated on how to invest. Now you can turn it around. Now it was well worth the time. See, that's why you must understand when you're a speaker, you must understand that you are there to educate people. And see, education don't take all doing the bump, doing the high fives, point to 25 people, tell them you better watch out. Here I come. Happy New Year. This is my year. Watch out, real. I'm gonna knock it down. Okay, that's all cool and everything. But I tell people when I show up, man, you need to have pen, paper, whatever you use to take notes. We ain't got time to do all that dancing right now. We do that once we get done. See, so that's how I do. That's my style. However, I've been around this atmosphere quite a long time, and a lot of people that give you all these motivations and everything, they need this motivation themselves. See, I coach and I'm in the inner circles, and a lot of people come to me that's in the speaking business, been in the speaking business a long time, but I have been able to sustain a couple of decades, not because I'm better than them, because there's a whole lot of people that's much better than me. Here's what you have to realize. See, I'm a black man, been a black man a long time, African American, whatever title you want to put on that. I've been that a long, long time, like all my life, 52 years now, right? So I've been that a long time. And I know it's some people in the black community, when they see a black person, black man, black woman, and you start speaking, they think you say you're a speaker. They ask, are you a preacher? You got a church, you a pastor? They ask the lady, are you a pastor? You're trying to give them church titles. Or you some type of motivator, because they think a person that look like me can't educate you on anything. Oh, I can educate you, quote unquote, in school. 1+1 is 2. But when it comes to real life issues and everything, they're not used to a whole lot of people that look like me in the educational space, in the self-education, business education. And let's see, and I had to come and have to start doing the bump with you. Then say, oh, that's what you see. One thing about those African Americans, those black people, they sure can get you motivated. Well, that's not true. In order to get paid, you have to be an educator, because in the speaking business, people pay to know. They want to learn something. They want to know something. If they've been going through something for 10 years, they don't need to be doing all that other stuff. They need to know how to get out of this situation for the next 10 years. So here's a formula that I use for myself. And I've been using for myself for a long time, and it helps me get paid. And it can help you get paid as well. And I call it a paid formula. PAID. Okay. So you might want to write that down if you got something to write that down with. So paid. Now it's a 4-step formula that I've used for myself for many years. And I want to make sure that I kept myself, as far as my motives, pure in what I do. So let's go through this. So paid, that's chapter, and this is chapter 2. I kind of did a little chapter 1. I'm gonna step in chapter 2 and do a little here. So paid, the P in paid means problem. So if you want to become a paid professional speaker, you got to get good at knowing what problems exist. You need to be able to find a problem, right? Now, wait, you can't stop at just finding a problem, run around and say, I want to get paid because I found this problem. Now, because most people some people don't know there's a problem that does exist. They don't even know they have the problem a lot of times, right? Some people know they have the problem, but they don't know how to solve the problem. They just know they have this problem for the last 10 years. Well, you can't run around and say, okay, I found 10 problems, 5 problems, and think people are going to pay you because you found problems. No, so the A in this paid formula is answers. You need to have the answers to the problems. Now, keep this in mind. You may not have all the answers to all the problems. That's okay. Nobody does. But you need to have the answers, or some answers, to the problems that you find. If you found one problem on, I don't know, let's say relationships, you found the problem there. And the problem is, I don't know, one person won't come home at night. Right? That's the problem. And you know the answer to how to get the person to come home at night. Well, then you need to share the answers that you have. Now, you say, I only have 3 answers. Well, hey, you need to share the 3 answers you have so you can get paid off the 3 answers that you have. It may be 103 answers for that problem, but you know 3. That's where you start. So you have to have your answers, and you have to have that goes with the problem. Don't give me an answer that does not go with the problem. I got a problem that my health is bad, but you give me an answer called money. Man, I might have a bunch of money, but my health is not in good shape. So that means I need some health answers, not money answers. Makes sense, right? So that means you need to make sure your answers are the right answers to the problems that you find. Now, there's a lot of problems out here, right? There's a whole lot of people that got problems. You got problems, I got problems, everybody got problems, right? So that means that we need answers, right? So there's a lot of people with problems with no answers. So we need to have a lot of people with answers for the problems. That's why we need you to be a paid professional speaker, but you need to know that part first. Now, the I in this paid thing means instruct. You must instruct people on how to apply the answers you have to the problems they have. See, a lot of times people say, I know what the problems are. I do have some answers, but they terrible at instructing people on how to apply the answers to the problem. If you can't instruct me on how to apply the answer to the problem, then what good is the answer? See, the word instruct means, instruct means to build. So you have to build me a model and give me the model so I can build a model myself, which is the answer, so I can apply them to my life. If you don't know how to instruct me with the answers, I can't actually use the answers, meaning that I have a bunch of answers to go along with my bunch of problems, meaning that I won't be able to get out of my situation any longer, right? So, because here's the reality. Most people, all of us to a certain degree, we're living in one of these two stages. Either we're living in the correction that we found based on the mistake that we made, or we're living in the mistake that we made without the correction that we need. It's one of those two things. So you must understand, as a paid professional speaker, you might have some answers which can provide some correction. Because if I made a mistake 5 years ago and I never got it corrected, trust me, I got a bigger mistake than I had 5 years ago. It's a bigger problem, right, than I had 5 years ago. Well, the thing is, if you have the answer, you can help correct me, correct me, help me turn myself around so I can actually start applying these answers to the problem so I can get rid of the problem. If I have answers, my problems get smaller. If I don't have answers, my problems get bigger. That's why you need to show me how to instruct me on how to apply the answers you have to the problems that I have so I can have a better life in the process. Now, the D is dedicated to this process more than you dedicated to money. That's what the D means. See, because a lot of times people put money before it, and then it's all about money, money, money. Now, I'm a business person. I know to be in business, you need to get paid. I don't care how you rack it up. I don't need accolades. Accolades don't go into my bank account. I can't go to pay a bill and say, guess what? I got 5 accolades this week. They're gonna say, that's wonderful. You need to pay this bill, right? So that's how it is. So accolades are cool. Money just is a little bit better. However, since you can get paid money, you don't want that to overshadow actually trying to help people with their lives. You don't want that to overshadow and just say, well, it's all about money. I can't help you because it's all about money, right? That's one reason why I write books. Some people can't afford certain things that I do at certain prices. It's understandable. But can they afford $30, $35? Maybe not today. Maybe they get paid Friday. Maybe they get paid on the 15th. They can afford it. So I try to make things available based on their price point. I don't bring a $1,000 program down to $15 because they can't afford $1,000 program. Hey, I got a $30 book. You just have to buy that, right? And when you get better and you use that and everything, you meet me later for the $1,000 program. But you might not be there today, and that's okay. That doesn't mean it's the end of the world. So you need to understand, as a paid professional speaker, you got to have these four things in process. You need to understand that there's a problem, there's an answer, there's instruction, there's dedication. You need to make sure you're dedicated to making sure these things happen. But you can't do that trying to be popular. How you gonna find a problem if all you're trying to do is be popular? How you gonna find a problem if all you're trying to do is just run around with people that's popular? How you gonna find a problem if all you're trying to do is motivate people? See, you got to actually look at the fact that you're trying to find a problem and trying to find answers and instructing people on that process as well. So those are some four things that you need to know. Now, obviously, I'll teach you more things if you come to the workshop that I have. Obviously, this course that I'm putting together would actually be on our online school called Achieving Lasting Greatness. Our online school will launch sometime this year. So you'll be able to purchase this thing because everybody can't be everywhere. So again, to sum it up, to be a paid professional speaker, you must get rid of the myths that you have. And once you get rid of the myths that you have, then you can actually get into the place where you can become a paid professional speaker. So my time is about wrapping up. I had a wonderful time here. I'm glad you all stayed here and took up the time to be here with me. I know your time is valuable, and I treat it that way. I hope you learned something. I hope I made it valuable for the time, because I can't give you the time back, but I hope I gave you enough value that you can use. And keep in mind that great entrepreneurs, they're not born, they're made. I'll see you next time.